What's going on, guys? This is Spartacus Bringer of Rain coming at you with a figure review on the Sh Figuarts Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Of course, I'm finally happy to have this figure in hand because one, I always wanted to pick up the Sh Figuarts Goku, and of course we did get a Goku Super Saiyan 3 in the past, but that figure was so ugly and so much and had so many problems that I never picked it up. For one, during that era, when Sh Figuarts was coming out with the Dragon Ball Z line, their joints wasn't as tight as they are now. So through time, those joints of the figure will loosen up. Even if you had the figure in a vanilla pose, they would just loosen up for some reason. Plus, that old Super Saiyan 3 Goku, it was really top heavy, so it would collapse constantly if you didn't have a stand for it. And 3, the figure didn't look like Goku to me. This one stands out to me a lot. But anyways, let's look at the packaging first. We can get familiar with the figure. And of course, on the right hand side of the box, you do get images of the figure. You can pose the figure in. And of course, it does say Sh Figuarts and Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku on the left hand side of the box. And of course, on the bottom of the box. And how you could tell if it's real or not, or it's bootleg or anything like that, you do get that Tamashii Nation logo if it's real. This is the way you could tell if you have a bootleg or not. For some reason, the bootleggers cannot manufacture that sticker. For some reason, I'm not sure why. They can manufacture the boxes and the similar to the figure, but for some reason, they can never manufacture that sticker. And of course, it does have the Dragon Ball Z logo and the Tamashii Nation logo and the Bandai logo as well. And of course, we don't get nothing in the bottom of the box, just another image of Goku or the figure. And of course, on the side of the box, we do get the Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku logo. And it does say Sh Figuarts Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku as well. And of course, in the back of the box, you do get images of the figure. All the kind of poses you could pose the figure in. But anyways, on the other side of the box, you do get images of the poses you could pose the figure in. Of course, let's crack this bad boy up from its plastic prison. And let's take a look at the figure inside. Now, straight out of the packaging, my first initial thoughts about the figure is that honestly, when I saw that they were going to remake this figure again, the first thing that caught my eye was the hair. I'm the type of person that does not like their SH Dragon Ball Z Figuarts figures with the metallic hair. I just don't like it. Like, for instance, I do not have that reissued Trunks, and I don't have that reissued Vegeta. For that one reason, I had them at one point and I sold them. Do I honestly think that this figure looks good with the metallic hair? Hell yes. I think they did a good job with the hair. I honestly was impressed when I took it out of packaging and I was looking at it. I was like, wow, it actually looks good on the figure. But anyways, we're going to take a look at the accessories first, and then we'll take a look at the figure. So this is the accessories that comes with the action figure. He does come with one pair of blast hands, one pair of his karate stand hands, one pair of his chop hands, one pair of his Kamehameha wave hands, and of course one pair of his instant transmission hands, one halo, and 3 interchangeable faces. And of course, we're going to get through the hands first. I think Tamashii Nations did a good job on them. And of course, they are the same hands we've been getting for the past something years with every Goku. They're not very different at all. Like, they have the same sculpt and everything. So, of course, they did a good job because they're reissuing the same hands for the past something years. So I'm going through with them really fast because this is not what I want to show you guys. Like, they did a good job in all the hands, but I just wish they would have added something else, like an effect, like a Kamehameha energy effect. Like, I wish they would have added something like that. It disappoints me that they don't do that. I know they got stingy with all their accessories. Like, I know before we used to have like energy effects on all our Tamashii Nations Dragon Ball Z line like figures, and they don't do that anymore, and I don't know why. Like, there should be no reason why they don't do that, but I guess. But I just wish they would have done something different with this figure. But that's one thing I don't like about this figure is the hands. Like, I wish they would have gave us something. You know what type of hands I would like them to do? And of course, like, we won't see it until like a little bit later on. I just wish they would give us like a little hint that they were going to give us a Gogeta and give us like the fusion dance like fingers Like, I think that would be badass if they do that. Like, they gave us a hands first, and then they announced that we're getting a Gogeta. I think that would be badass, but they haven't done that, so I'm kind of really surprised they haven't done that. And of course, this is my favorite accessory out of the whole bunch is the halo, because it's something different, something we never got before. And when Goku turned Super Saiyan 3, he was not alive, he was dead, and he had the halo. So I do like the fact that they added this, so I'm going to be displaying them with this. And of course, how to place the halo, you just basically find like the little hole right here. That's what she said. But anyways, like right here in the left hand corner, like you just got to place it down. If I could find it. See, just press down, and it looks good on the figure. It looks really nice. Like, I know I'm gonna be displaying him like this, like him standing like he just transformed, and I do like this accessory a lot. And like I said, it's just kind of disappointing that they don't add other accessories with the figures. And that's the biggest complaint I have with this figure. And of course, this is his first face. I think they did a good job on it. Like, I like the metallic look on it, and that orange like coloring that they added in the roots. I think it looks really really nice. And when I saw recently the video of him transforming to Super Saiyan 3, and it does look a little bit more goldish like how it is here, not that light colored gold that I like on the other figures. And it is kind of this kind of goldish. If you go back to watching the video, you'll know what I'm talking about. But they did a good job on the sculpting on the teeth and on the eyes and everything. It looks really really nice, even on the ears. It looks really really nice. This is my second favorite face that of his. This is his like Kamehameha wave, like he just fired it. And I do like this face, like in all my Goku figures, and especially on all the Dragon Ball Z figures. I think they should have a face like that. And like the other one, it does have that orange on the roots of the hair. It looks really really nice. They sculpted it really good. No paint splotches or anything like that all around it. I think this is my least favorite one, to be honest with you, because that grin, it just reminds me of Vegeta, something Vegeta would do. I know Goku, he does it a lot too, here and there, not a lot, but he does it here and there. But Vegeta does it a lot more than Goku, and I think that expression stands more for Vegeta, in my opinion, but that's just me. And of course, nice sculpting, nice paintwork, and everything on the figure. So overall, I think Tamashii Nations did do a good job with this figure. It depends if you prefer the metallic look on the hair, but we're going to get into that with the figure, so stay tuned. And not to get into details of the figure, of course, I did mention about his metallic hair in the beginning of the video. I don't have a problem with it at all because, like I said in the beginning of the video, that his hair in the episode looked more goldish. It didn't look like coloring of the Super Saiyan. It looks more goldish. So I do think that they did portray that really easily. So it is a nice touch to it. I know I'm not a big fan of it, but I do think this figure does look nice on it. Of course, and all his hair, it looks really good. I wish it was a little bit longer, but it's not like just like up to here. It would have been a lot better, but of course, this figure does have an issue. It is a little bit top heavy, so you have to like kind of pose them around for you to like stand them up. And I know the other one, you had to like use a stand for him to stand up, and this one it's easily posed, and that was it. But of course, this one has a hinge on the hair as well. Like in the bottom, it has a hinge, so you can twirl it around and a little bit up and down. So it's not too bad, but I'm not going to do that because it does rub against the middle of the hair. So that's why I'm not going to keep moving it around. I'm just going to be posing the figure, not like his hair side or the other side. Other than that, that's the way how I'm going to pose it. And of course, we do have that hole for the halo. A lot of people do have a complaint of that because there is a hole right there. But honestly, I don't see it when you pose the figure around, unless you look at the figure like this. And of course, this is the faceplate that it comes with the figure. I think it looks nice. They did a good job on it. Nice clean paint job on it. Not too bad. And this is the faceplate I'm going to be using for him, because this is the face that he did to Majin Buu when he first transformed to Super Saiyan 3. So I'm going to be using that. Of course, they did a nice job on the gi. And the reason why I like Tamashii Nation's Dragon Ball Z line is because they do a nice job on the clothing. It's really, really nice. Like, it's all wrinkled. And it looks like anime accurate. Like, I can't collect the other line that just came out. I think it's from Playmates or something like the $20 figures. I can't collect those figures. I know I'm in love with Dragon Ball Z, but I just can't collect those figures for some reason. But anyways, of course they did a nice paint job on the gi. Well, there's a little like blue mist paint right there, but it's real. I didn't notice that at first, but that's something to know. They'll probably miss it a little bit, but it's not too bad. You won't notice it unless you're like looking at it like that. So did a nice job on the gi. And of course on the skin tone, added some shading into it. And I like that. I like when they do that on shading on the skin. It stands out a lot. And of course the biggest issue I have is the joints. They're a little bit, they should blend in more into the skin tone. And I just don't, it stands out a lot when you have it in hand. I'm not sure if you guys can see it on camera, but it does stand a lot. Of course on the knuckles, looks nice. The belt looks really nice as well. I know a lot of people have complained over this because it looks like he peed his pants. But honestly, I don't see that. Like when I see a figure with shading, I don't complain over that because a lot of companies don't shade their figures. So I appreciate that Tamashii Nation's Mayface does that extra mile for us, because we are paying for that kind of quality on the figure. And of course, wrinkles on the pants look really nice. And this is what I like, that they added the double jointed knees on the figure. Like for me, the figure looks really nice when it has double jointed knees like that, because it covers the joints a lot if you want to pose them like that, like him kicking. So I like the fact that they did that. And of course, I'm not too bugged about this, about the joints in the back. I'm not going to pose the figure backwards. I will be posing them frontwards. So a lot of people do complain over that too, that they need to hide their joints. Like for me, it doesn't bug me that much. Unlike his boots, nicely cleaned, nice paint job. For me, I think their biggest thing, Goku figures, they always do a nice job on the Goku figures, but the other ones, they sometimes miss the paint, or there's always something wrong. Of course, they have treads in the bottom. To be honest, if you guys ever have a chance to pick this guy up, I would honestly pick him up, because they're adding so much articulation on the figure and so much detail on the new Sh Figuarts Dragon Ball Z figures that it looks really, really nice. But anyways, let's continue on with the rest of the review. And now to get into articulation of the figure, the head is in a ball joint, so it can move down quite a bit. So this is not too bad. I do like this, that it can move down that much. But he can move up a little bit, not too much. And I thought it wasn't going to move at all because of the hair, but it does move up a little bit. So that's not too bad. And I did get into the hair early on in the review, but I'll get into it anyways. Hair is in a ball joint in the bottom, so you can twirl it any side you want. So that's not too bad. In the middle, you can move it a little bit, not too much. Like I said, I don't want to force it to move it because I'm afraid I'll break it. And of course, his hands can move out this much, and I'm afraid of moving it more than that because this is rubbing in the back quite a bit, and I'm afraid of breaking it. So I'm not gonna force it to break it. So that's why I'm not trying to force it a little bit more. But anyways, he does have that bicep swivel. He does have double jointed elbows, so you can bend them in quite a bit. He does have a wrist swivel. He does have a hinge that goes down and up, so that's not too bad as well. He does have an ab crunch that doesn't crunch in that much and doesn't crunches. Well, he crunches out quite a bit, so that's not too bad. He does have a waist swivel. He cannot do the splits that much, so that's unfortunate. Like he could only do the splits that much, but like I said, I'm not gonna be articulating this figure too much. I'm just gonna be posing him like if you just transform Super Saiyan 3. And he can't kick out that much, but if you move it aside, you can make him kick a little bit more than that. So that's really good. And of course, he does have that double jointed knees that bend in this much, so that's not bad. I do like that as well. And he doesn't have a boot cut, but he does have a ankle swivel, so that's not bad. And his toes does have a hinge as well, so you can move him up quite a bit, can move him down just a little bit, not too much. And his ankles can move up without the toe articulation, can move up, can move down, and he does have that infamous ankle pivot. And just for size comparison, we have the Sh Figuarts powered down Goku standing next to the Sh Figuarts Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Honestly, I thought that this Super Saiyan 3 was going to be in scale with this one. It's not. The normal Goku stands a lot higher than the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Sh Figuarts did cheat it on us with a little bit of the height of the figure. And just for another size comparison, we have the Marvel Legends Deadpool. And for my final judgment about this figure is that this figure is a nice figure to have in your collection, especially if you're trying to get the Sh Figuarts Dragon Ball Z line. And I do love this figure a lot. Tamashii Nations did a big upgrade with this figure from the old Super Saiyan 3 figure that we got before. Like I said, I know a lot of people don't like the metallic hair look, but they killed it with this figure. Because to me, it looks like the anime accurate hair for the Super Saiyan 3. And it doesn't look too macaroni-ish like in the other, like the Trunks figure and the Vegeta figure. As you can see, this is how I'm going to be posing my figure. If I was to rate this figure a 1 through 10, I would most likely rate him an 8.5. And the reason for that is because the articulation is a little bit off, but not too much. I do like what they added, and the hair wasn't top heavy. Like you can balance it to the point that he doesn't need a stand for him. That was a big thing that I was really worried about. It was the hair. If it was top heavy, it was gonna collapse, keep collapsing. Because I know that was the biggest issue we had with the other Super Saiyan 3. But I hope you guys liked the review. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe for more content coming your way. And as always, have a good one.
Nice of you to drop in.